Alright, I'm doing a tutorial on how to import and edit and post video for the Sunday sermons. So first you go to your launch pad, which I think is, takes you to all the apps here. So you click on an iMovie. Maybe it starts with a blank screen like this. So click the Create New button and Movie. And now you're in your normal iMovie layout here. So in this screen, think of it like your table. You've got everything out on your table here. Down in this screen, this is your actual project that you're working on. So we need to import stuff. If you notice, if I click on stuff, there's no media whatsoever here. And this is your previewing screen. So we need to import this raw media file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the SD card into my computer now, and it should actually just automatically pop up. But if it doesn't, yeah, it did. If it doesn't, we're going to do this. Now there's one of two ways to import media. You can click on this giant import media button, or you can click on the smaller one here. So let's do the smaller one. And here's your different sources. Canon is the source of this SD card. So you've got tons of different media here. We've got several different, this is a test one. Here, this looks like the one that that is me. So let's click on that and then click Import Selected. Now it's got a little progress bar that shows you how far this is, and this progress is also mirrored up here. So this is just the status of how fast it's importing. Now you don't have to worry about it. You can still work with this while it's importing. So let's drag this clip down into our project zone. Now this is our working project. We're going to need some audio. There's some audio that's already recorded, but audio that I actually recorded myself. So that I've put on my desktop. It will be different places on the Wapato iMac, but I have it here, Fathers Matter Raw. So I'm going to drag that into my thing. So you can either import it like this and go actually find it, on your desktop or, in your computer. But it was a lot easier if I just drug it there. So now it's just like GarageBand here, where you can drag this slider, and this gives you greater and lesser levels of detail. So if you notice down here, there's a little music symbol. So that's where the music or the audio goes. There's two options. You can do it like this and connect it. See how it's actually connected by this little doohickey to your video, or you can bring it into the audio zone. Either way is fine. I usually put it in the audio zone. It really doesn't matter. I don't think anyone gives you any greater level of detail or control. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click on this video, and we'll go up here. There's a bunch of controls. This is where you can do a bunch of editing. So let's click on the volume button here and drag the volume down to 0. And as I did that, you saw these little things go down, hopefully. So now there is 0 volume in this thing, which is what I want, because I want to know where my actual sermon starts in the audio. So I'm going to click anywhere I want in here and press play and listen. Oh, that does not sound like I'm saying anything. Let's go over here. Let's go right here. This sounds like it's close to the video. So let's start clipping or editing the video. This is at 3 minutes and and 8 seconds in. Let's go to the top. We select that bottom thing, and then you notice when you get near the edge, your cursor turns into something where you can actually start editing. So I'm pulling it. See, I'm cutting all of that stuff out. Don't worry, you can, if you make a mistake, you can always bring it back. So let's keep going until we get somewhere near the beginning. And let's find out where the actual audio, here, I'm just going to eject that for now. Let's find out where the actual audio begins for the sermon. I told you that I've got a Father's Day message. Now that is not typical of me. You're not paying attention to the video. You're paying attention to the audio. I don't want any of that garbage on there. Oops. Yeah, when I... Let's see, where do I want? Ah, this is where it started. That's probably a good place to start. Now notice, if I'm over here and I press this back button, it goes back to the nearest beginning of point. If I press it again, it goes back to that. And I can jump around to different key points there. There we go. That's good. All right, now that we know where that starts, let's go back and highlight the video and bringing the volume back up to near 100%. Yeah, I really got it. I'm going to get a bunch of text messages, I'm sure. Let's go back around here and press play on this video. Oh, there, it sounds like it started. That's where it starts. All right, now let's make it as detailed as, well, let's do this. Let's grab this and drag it back to near the beginning, about where we're supposed to be. Click on this and then make the detail as great as we can. So now, here's the most challenging part. We're syncing up the audio with the video. So it looks like, that may not be true. Let's just... Oh, there we go. I see it now. You see it? See how these two match up? And we can see the bumps of the audio that's all matching up. Unfortunately, the camera did something odd there. So this is what we need to do. So it's kind of matched up. So we're going to click on the raw video, go back up here to the control panel, and go down, bring the volume all the way down. Now, let's press play, and we will hit this expand button to see how closely it is. You see that the video is fathers have been emasculated, stripped of their unique role and contribution to the family. It's close, but it's not quite there, is it? If I fast forward here, it looks like something is off. So let's go back here And just because the bumps look like they're lined up does not necessarily mean that they are. So let's raise the volume up again. And because it looked like maybe the video was a little bit delayed, so let's move the audio back a tiny bit. Oops. So if we move it back like just the tiniest bit, that may be too much. We may just have to be happy with it the way that it is. Let's try it again.
But it's Father's Day. But how are we to celebrate today like Father's Day in a culture in which fathers don't really matter? Outside of the physical act of fathering a child, in our culture, we're not really sure what a father is for. Fathers have been emasculated, stripped of their unique role and contribution to the family and to society, relegated to an optional appendage to the operations of the home.
Now, that's pretty close. Let's go back here. So let's try it one more time. We're going back to the beginning here. Let's raise the volume just so we can get a sense of where we're at. And let's move this around just one more time. If we move it just a little farther, I have a feeling that's going to be too much. So let's try it and see how it works.
But how are we to celebrate a day like Father's Day in a culture in which fathers don't really matter?
Oh, that looks pretty perfect right there.
Outside of the physical act of fathering a child in our culture,
That's pretty good.
we're not really sure.
Papa is a papa, yes. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to decrease the detail. Go down to here, you know, something like that. That was good. Now notice there's a bunch of garbage here at the end of me singing. So let's trim that out. Let's give me a little bit more. I'll go back here. Hey, shh. I need you to be quiet, okay, honey? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, sweetheart. But let's give myself a little bit more. We should be fine. All right. Now, this is raw video. So let's export it. You go up here to the upper right-hand corner, and you click your share button. So the first thing you can notice there's several different options. You can post it to YouTube. Let's not do that because this is not in any edited form. The whole purpose of doing this first part is to sync the audio and the video together. So let's hit this file button. Let's export it to a file. It doesn't really matter what our movie file means. So let's just name it Sunday Raw, something like that. I don't care about any of these things except for the resolution. Resolution should be all the way up to 1080p. So you want it as small of a file size as possible, 3.5 gigs. That's probably that'll probably take us 15 minutes or so to load up. So let's press the next button and let's save it to the desktop so it's easy to find. On the Wapato iMac, that desktop needs to be cleaned up bad, so it may not be as easy to find. Put it in a place that's easy for you to find. Press save, and now it starts. You remember this progress thing that I was talking about, this pie chart? This is going to show you just how much progress you're making on this. Now, it's going to take a little while. So as you're doing this, what I would do is, this is the main thing that's going to take you the longest. So as you're doing this, maybe go look for some images that I might have sent you, Keynote files or whatever that I want you to drag on top of that, and start importing them into this little My Movie section, okay? Just do something to keep you busy. Either that, or you can take the audio and, what do you call it, edit it and put it into GarageBand, or in GarageBand, and then post it to the website by itself. That would be actually the perfect thing to do while you're waiting for this. So we'll take a break, and I'll come back as soon as this is done. All right, we are back. So that has finished importing. So once you are sure that you've got a working file here, I've got mine on my desktop, and if I click on this, it starts. Yep, it's totally legit. So now you want to clear your whole, what do you call it, project space. So I highlighted both those things, I press delete. Now I don't have anything in my project space, excuse me, but I also don't want anything up here. I don't care about that stuff. Actually, let's keep the audio because I have an idea. Let's just delete this. So I have to actually press Command Delete. And then it says, oh, do you really want to delete? Which really bothers me, but just yes, I do. Of course I want to delete it, or else I wouldn't have said so. So now let's import that Sunday raw file here. So we'll go to our import button. I have mine on my desktop, so it's easier to find. What do we have here? Sunday raw. There we go. Import it. Boom. Now we have our synced up file to work from. Now we can edit this, and that is super easy. So our first thing we're doing, I'm going to make it very detailed so I can get it to the point where I'm starting to talk. Let's see, where am I? The audio hasn't actually come in yet. Oh, there it is.
But it's Father's Day. But how are we to? But it's Father's Day. But how are we to celebrate a day like Father's Day?
All right, I think that's pretty good. So now I'm going to import some other cool stuff here. Let's go back to the beginning. That sounds good. So now I'm going to import. Let's see. I've got some other stuff saved on my desktop. Like I have made another little Fathers Matter raw. That's not it. Fathers Matter. Ah, yes. This is my beginning slide. I want to import that. I also want to import. Let's just import this slide here as well. Okay. So say I give you a bit of audio or something like that. Well, you want to you can put that straight on top of something. Say I'm talking about it and there's a keynote slide. There's not because we're outside. But let's just pretend right here we want to put an image on top here. So we'll drag our image here. Boom. Now it's right up there. So it's going to come up over the top of it, and my talking will continue. Watch. See that? Pretty awesome, right? Let's make this a little less detailed. Now you notice at the sides there's a little blue ball here, over here and over here, and you can adjust that. You can bring that in. You notice how it made these corners transparent. That's telling you the fade, how long it's taking to fade between things. So let's make this fade something like that. So if we press,
But how are we to celebrate?
That looks so weird.
But how are we to celebrate a day like Father's Day?
Something like that. You can do that. That's just an example. And if you think, oh, I want it to last longer, well, then you just click on it and drag it out to as long as you want. And you press play, and we've got it all going on. There we go. I could hear my daughter say, what? So let's delete this, because that is just to show you when you put a picture of a keynote slide, which I would provide for you if I had them, on top of it, That's what it would look like. So let's delete that. We don't want that. But since I don't want this throwing everyone off, this super zoom in and then fixed up thing, I really want to start around here. So let's do something that we don't normally do, and let's insert this movie over the top. Just like a picture, you can insert a movie over the top of what you're doing. So let's see what happens if we go back to the beginning and press play.
But it's Father's Day. But how
Oh, I
will we
want,
celebrate
see,
the day
look, I've created the movie already. Now I want it to end there. I want it to end right there. So I'm going to bring this, I'm going to trim this here, and I'm going to make this transparent. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to come up here. This is what I would normally do. I got a little bit ahead of myself. So up here you have My Media, Audio, Titles, Background, Transitions. Transitions is one that you're going to use. So click on Transitions. And one of the ones that I use, oh boy, my girls are going crazy. One of the ones that you use is Fade to Black. That's one of my favorite ones. So not the Rolling Stones song. You put it, you come bring it down here, and this is the symbol for a transition. So we will start with that.
But it's Father's Day.
Let's go back.
Father's Day. But it's Father's Day.
That's not very long. Let's bring this. There we go. Let's try this.
But it's Father's Day.
Ooh, I don't like that. Why is that any? Oh, I know why. Yeah. So let's start it again and see what it looks like.
But it's Father's Day.
Ooh, oh boy, do I not like that. Let's get rid of that. I don't know if I can adjust it just on the back end. Looks like I can. Good. So I don't want anything on the front end, but this won't let me just adjust one. Let's try it.
But it's Father's Day.
That looks weird. Very weird that it did that. Okay, well, whatever. Let's move this all the way up here and see if it works. All right, let's go back to the very beginning of the project, see what it looks like.
But it's Father's Day.
Okay, let's trim this here. So let's bring this a little bit this way because I don't want it to wait so long before any words show up. Words are showing up right here. So let's trim all of this off. We don't need that. So let's try it. Go back to the very beginning of the project and see what it looks like.
But it's Father's Day. But how are we to celebrate a day like Father's Day?
We didn't quite do that, did we? We didn't quite make it work, did we? Let's try it again. It's okay if this thing let's do that just so we can have nothing.
But it's Father's Day. But how are we to celebrate a day like Father's Day in a culture?
I really wish that I didn't have to see any of that adjusting of the video. Yeah, that looks great. See, I'm moving my cursor and you can see everything moving. Let's go back to the beginning of the project and look at it, see if we like it.
But it's Father's Day. But how are we to celebrate a day like Father's Day in a culture in which fathers don't really matter?
Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's pause it. Now, we've done the beginning of the video. Now let's go to the end. These videos while we're outside should be very simple to shoot. Now let's go to the lesser details so that it's easier to scroll to the end. And get to the end and see how much garbage we have to sift through at the back end. Play. Too much. try here.
All right? Just a few words of encouragement. I don't know if I've encouraged you, but I pumped myself up, so it's worth it to me. Dan, why don't you come on up?
I don't like the way that I do that. It's always such a bummer to listen to yourself. But you guys don't have to deal with that, so who cares, right? Let's find a good stopping place.
All right? Just a few words of encouragement. I don't know if I've encouraged you, but I pumped myself up, so it's worth it to me. Dan, why don't you come on up?
Okay, let's just pretend. Let's just say that's where we end, even though I don't like the end there. Okay, see all these transitions to choose from. Let's do a fade to black one, and let's put the Father's Matter thing back up. So let's go back to the My Media, and we'll put this movie back here. Now, again, we're going to need to edit this. This is too long. I want Father's Matter to come up almost immediately. So let's grab this and edit it. So let's see how it looks just right now. Press play. Let's at least get the last little bit of the audio in there. Yeah, let's make this even shorter. Let's try it again. You know what? Let's not do it that way. Let's delete this. Oh no. Let's move this up here. That might be an even better way to do it. Yeah. Okay, again, let's take this little blue ball and make the transition a little bit better. All right. Let's press play. Yeah, let's make this shorter. Let's try it again. I think that looks pretty good. Right? That's good enough. Nothing is ever going to be perfect, and I'm always very hard on myself. That's why you guys do this editing, so I don't have to despise myself all the time. Let's have one last look at the beginning and see if we like the product.
But it's Father's Day. But how are we to celebrate a day like Father's Day in a culture in which fathers don't really matter? Outside of the physical act of fathering a child, in our culture, we're not really sure what a father is for anymore. Fathers have been emasculated.
That looks pretty good. All right, so we've got this ready to go. This project looks pretty good. So let's go up to this export thing, and let's go right to YouTube. So we post it to YouTube. You know, it might be easier if you want to make your own file of it, because you want to save this file in any case somewhere to the, I don't know where the iMac saves its files to. But let's post it to YouTube now. So we hit our YouTube thing, and we now need to retitle it. We need to title it what the actual sermon title is, which is Fathers Matter. And it's a colon there. Fathers Matter, a greater vision? Yes, and then we'll put a little dividing line, which is one of my new favorite thing to do, and then the texts that we're preaching from. So Genesis 12, 15, and 18. Okay, that's a huge title, but that's all right. It doesn't matter. So in the description, let's not put this video is about my movie, because that will show up on YouTube. Let's say one of the things, Wapato Valley Church's Sunday service for, and we'll put today's date. Now it's important you don't put colons in the description because it breaks up, it thinks it's a timestamp. So, girls, please be quiet and go upstairs. So let's do 6-2120, and that's fine. The tags, iMovie. You don't want iMovie as a tag. Let's make Wapato a tag. And that's fine. That's good enough. Make sure your resolution is as high as possible, 1080p. And then look, it's even smaller, 2.5 gigs. That's great. One warning doesn't mean anything. Now, I've already got mine set up to go to sync to my authenticate your account to start sharing your default browser will open this. And I'm canceling. I already know what it is. I've got it set up to sync to Wapato Valley Church's page. I'll have to set that up on the iMac. So don't worry about that. So let's press next. And then it just tells you, you agree to the terms and service and everything. Publish. Now, that's going to take a bit of time. We just wait for the progress to go. All right, awesome. Posting to YouTube, there's a little bit more to it, but as soon as it's halfway posted, I'll finish this last bit of the tutorial on YouTube so you know what you have to do there. All right, awesome. Okay, so I'm coming over here to the Wapato YouTube account, assuming that you can already get in here, which I'm not sure if you can or not. I'm hoping to make it so that you can just sign in through your account and that we can have a password that we can agree on. So we're in here and we're in the YouTube studio, which you can find here. Like if we go to the channel, here's the actual channel that everybody can see with all the videos and everything like that. So if you're signed in as Wapato Valley Church, you go up to your account and then you go to your YouTube studio. Now, it shows you got a bunch of a dashboard of everything so you can check out how all the stats on the videos. Now I go to the videos here and it shows, here's the Fathers Matter video. It's 0% uploaded, but iMovie has done its part already. There's no more status bar. So you can actually close this whole thing out if you want to, or even better, export it as a file, make it, oh, what was it again? Fathers Matter. I should have saved that. Fathers Matter, oh, actually, it's not going to save like that file, is it? A greater vision. And Genesis 12, 15, oops, and 18. And I don't care about any of these things really anymore. I don't know why it jumped up to 3.33 gigs, but here we go. I'm just going to save a copy of this to the desktop for myself because I want to save everything that I do. All right, back to YouTube. So I have another copy of it. So now while it's loading up, while it's still uploading and publishing, you hover over this thing and go to the details button. Now click on that and it will take you to all these things. So you'll want to upload a thumbnail. So I've got one on my desktop. So let's click on that. Is it gonna even do anything? Okay, there we go. Yeah, desktop. Fathers Matter, low quality. That's exactly what we want because you can't have it too high quality or else it just won't do it. So let's scroll down here and see if anything else we need. There's anything else we need. Is it made for kids? Ideally, you'd want to say yes, but then there's a bunch of weird stuff that you have to do. So say no, it's not made for kids. Add any tags you want to do, like maybe Father's Day, and then separated by a comma. What's another good one that we could do? Abraham, Genesis, 12. No, just do Genesis. Who cares? This one's not very great for tags. If you're tag savvy, then go ahead and do it. I'm going to add a period here. I don't know why I didn't add a period. Now, this is everything we want to do. So let's save it. And as soon as it's done processing, you should be good to go. So it's saved. Now I'm going to come down here to video link. This is our video link. I'm going to copy that link because I want that link to use. Okay, I've copied it. Now I'm going to go to Bridge Element. And you're already familiar with Bridge Element, so I don't need to tell you anything about it. But I'm going to probably change this out so you don't have to keep on changing it over and over and over again. But right now, we'll go to our modify site, we'll go to our sermons, and wait for it to show up. And when we post the audio to the sermon, then we will also post a link to the YouTube channel. So let's go down here, add a sermon, go back up. There's got to be an easier way to do this. Bridge Element is ridiculous. Fathers matter a greater vision. Genesis 12, 15, and 18. When did we post it? When do we want it? That's the 21st. All right. And then you guys normally say with Josh or whoever it is that's preaching. So I've continued that tradition. Now I also say watch. Oops. Yeah, I can spell. Watch on YouTube here. And then I highlight the here. Do your link, which I'm sure you are all familiar with. So we can paste the YouTube link on there and insert. And we don't have a file. I didn't edit the file like I should have. I was doing something else on YouTube. But anyway, you know exactly how to do that. So that should basically do it. The video details are already done. If we go back to the channel details, see, it's the thumb load is the the thumbnail is uploading, or it's already downloaded to it, or it's already been uploaded. Boy, I cannot speak. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that you can just relax and leave at this point because YouTube is doing its thing. You're done with iMovie. iMovie is over. Well, it's not over for me because I'm still working on making this a file of its own that I can save to a hard disk. But you're done now. So that took maybe, 30 minutes or so to do the whole thing. Not that bad. Really not that bad. Hopefully this doesn't take you a whole lot more time to do, tech team. I really hope. But anyway, there you go. That's a quick tutorial, as quick as I could make it. All right. Take care.